fish, boys. Good fish. Good fish. Oh, baby, get up here. Get up here. Oh, you getting my net. Oh no, he's wrapped up. He got in my dang net. See if he can get out of it. Man, he is in my net. I don't think I'm gonna get him loose. There he comes. He got himself loose. Got him. Oh, man. There he is. How about that? Number one of the day. Pulled up on this ledge. My little June bug 8-inch scoundrel. And got a hold of me a bass within less than 10 minutes. There he is. Fine, fine fish. Now I'm gonna have to check my line. He went straight up in and under the boat. And out here on this ledge, I was anchored. And I'm gonna have to retie. I don't trust that for a minute. Although I'm not feeling. Actually, he didn't fray my line at all. All right, we'll leave it. June bug 8-inch cream scoundrel for the first fish. Pretty good deal. All right, guys, we hooked up with number 2. Number 2. Get up here, buddy. Got him. There he is. Man, I got him hooked. Number 2. I can get my hook back. There we go. Number 2, same spot. And what is so cool about that is, pulled up on this spot. There was another boat about 100 yards fishing the ledge, and I stayed away from the other boat. As soon as they left, I caught 2 fish in a row. And sometimes you got to be patient on these ledge bites. And man, what fun to get out here and within 20 minutes put 2 fish in the boat. And especially knowing another boater just decided they wouldn't put the time in and left. And sometimes patience and persistence pays off. And that's exactly what happens when ledge fishing. Gotta be patient. There's two. In the boat. 20 minutes in the boat. That's awesome. There he is, boys. Come on in here, Junior. Come on in here. All right. Easy down. Jumping. Got him. Same worm. Oh, my camera's turned a little on me here. Same worm. Different location. About the same depth though. That is number 3. And I've been here less than 30 minutes. That is awesome. Sorry about the sun behind me. The winds got me faced in that direction, and that's why my first couple of shots were with that back camera. The winds got me facing a certain way, and that's just what you have to deal with. We're gonna get regrouped and get my bait up here and see if we can't drag us one more out. We're getting a couple of bites and we're moving on, or we're making a few casts and moving on. So hang around. We're gonna see if this evening bite's all it's cracked up to be. So far so good. Alright guys, I've determined I can get a bite on a June bug worm. So now I'm catching a certain size fish, anywhere from 13 to 15 inches. I'm gonna up the ante just a little bit. A little bigger worm, 12-inch June bug worm. I want to see if I can catch a little better quality of bass with a bigger bait. Summertime is a good time for a big worm, big fluffy jig with a big trailer, and it's starting to get into summer when you begin to catch those fish in 13-15 feet of water pretty consistent. You should be able to go to that bigger bait, a big crankbait, big worm, big jig, and get a big fish. I'm catching with pretty good consistency right now. Anywhere 12, 13, 14, 15 inch bass. Not really getting much bigger. Had a couple of decent bites, but until you get them in the boat, you don't know what you got. So you're just speculating at that point. So hang around. I'm sitting out a little deeper. I pulled up on this point, and I'm gonna throw this big worm a few times. I'm gonna run points for a little while. It's getting late in the evening. It's just now after 7 o'clock. It's not my usual time to fish. I'm usually middle of the day or morning to middle of the day, and this week I'm trying some evening fishing, and it's been hot, but it's been good. Caught fish right off the bat. Now I'm going to the big worm and see if I can keep it up or maybe improve. I may not get another bite. This worm may scare these fish, but let's see if we can get a little better quality fish in the boat. Hang around. We'll head back down the lake in a little while if the big worm don't work, and See if we can pull some more out with some smaller baits. We'll go from one extreme to the other with this. We'll go from small to big to tiny if we have to. Let's see if we can get one in a boat. There's just a bite, boys. First spot. He is just a pulling too. Alright, guys. Alright. First spot we hit within sight of the boat ramp. I'm on my second day, second afternoon, still throwing the June bug color, still catching fish. But we're about to up anchor and go hit some deeper water, and hopefully we're gonna throw that big worm again on each spot today and see if I can't come up with a little bigger fish. Still catching the same size range fish in 13, 14, 15 inches. I'd like to get a hold of a bigger one if we can. But you got to keep putting them in the water to catch the fish, so I'm not going to wear this spot out. June bug's still hitting, still working, so I'm headed out to the next spot. You guys hang around. We'll set up again when I get there. There we go, boys. That's a good one. That's a good one. Stay down. Stay down. There we go. Got him. Look at that. Oh, well, it wasn't as big a fish as I thought I was going to get off that worm, but it was a solid bite. See if I can get him out real quick. There we go. Oh, easy, baby. Oh, he's still not a monster. I want a big fish. Man, get him back in the water. Back where he belongs. Let me show you. Showed it for the clips yesterday, which is still today on video, but that's a big bait. And man, you never know what you're gonna get. Could have easily been a 7 or 8 pounder. But these fish are aggressive. They're not scared to eat a big bait. But your little small fish, the 12 inches or smaller, normally don't want to fool with don't really want to fool with a 12-inch worm. Sounds like I got a storm coming up behind me, so I may get my trip cut short. We'll see. I'm gonna cut the cameras off for a minute, check my radar, and I'll be back when I get back. You guys hang around. I got the one on I came for. Let's see if I can get him in. This is a beast. Stay down, stay down. Oh my God. He's taking drag. Bass don't take drag on me. Oh my God. Can't horse this one. Can't horse this one. Oh, stay down, baby. Stay down. Not ready. This has got my adrenaline stroking and my boat moving. I do not have my anchor down for this one, so I'm not going to get hung in the anchor. Oh, stay down, girl, stay down. Come on. Come on. Oh, Jesus. Barely fits in the net. Oh, my God. Whew. That's a beast. I got no catch board. Oh my goodness. Wow. No scale. Hey, have you got a scale? Have you got a scale? I gotta go get this one weighed. Keep her in the water. Oh my goodness. I got a good one. I am. Have you got a measuring board? Well, I got a witness. Look at this.
That is a good son.
Get rid of all this junk.
I'm a subscriber.
Well, I appreciate it. Look at that.
I ain't even got my phone on me, man. That is awesome.
Get her turned around. My whole hand.
Good. I'm gonna guess and say 8 to 10. What do you think? You more of a fisherman than I am.
This fish touches inside of my boat. I'll know where to measure when I get back home.
Right.
All right, guys.
That is a good one.
That may be a lake record, but I don't have my scales, don't have a measuring board, and she's going back in the water. Wow. That's all I can say.
Good job, bud.
Thank you.
Good job.
See you, girl.
I'll watch that one later.
You will. If I don't have a heart attack in the meantime. Man. You talking about taking a rod out of somebody's hand. Hey, you want one of them worms?
Yeah.
Come get them. That's what I'm here for. See if I can help get over there to you. Now you're gonna need pretty good size hook.
But I hadn't bass fished yet. I've just been pan fishing around.
Well, don't put these on a brim rod. I'm gonna tell you. Now these are, I usually fish with all cream products. Those are actually old school. Those are man's jelly worms, 12 inches. You see what it'll do.
Yes, sir. I'm gonna come bass fishing.
I don't blame you.
I've been seeing other people bass fishing. There was a kayak tournament a couple weekends ago. You was probably in.
I was.
You was. I watched video on it.
I was.
Cause you seen you come in.
I needed that.
You come in. I don't know what.
Dude, that's from right here to the other side where it. I'll know exactly where to measure.
Yeah.
And that's got to be the biggest one out here I've caught.
That's a good one.
That fish had weight to it.
Yeah.
My biggest that I've ever caught was 9 pounds. That was, if that didn't beat it, I don't know what will.
I know.
That's real dang close right there.
Good job. I appreciate you.
Appreciate it, man.
I'll keep watching vids.
I like that boat.
Thank you. I just now got into kayak fishing.
That's the Catch Power 100.
Yes, sir.
I nearly bought one.
And it's all right for the money. But I don't got no experience with anything else. I don't know.
Yeah.
It would be any better.
Alright guys, I ain't gonna lie. It took me a minute to get my composure back after that. That is very, very possibly my personal best. And I didn't have my measuring board. I don't usually bring my measuring board out with me unless I'm in a tournament. I should keep it with me. I should keep a set of scales just for that purpose. I did mark it off in the bottom of my boat. My boat has a definite turn up on both sides. That fish touched both sides where it turned up. I had to go back to the truck and get my tape and measure across to see how big that was. Laying flat, that fish easily was 24 inches. My fist went down in its mouth. I could rattle it around. I didn't have to push it in. It went in without touching. Quite possibly that beat my 9 pound personal best bass. Can't know for sure because didn't have scales. The fella that came across with me to see the fish, he didn't have scales. I did have a witness, so I'm good with that. You know, I don't come out here to break a lake record or even break my personal best every time I hit the water, but man, this is one time I wish I'd had a set of scales. I caught some big fish this past winter. I honestly believe that fish was bigger than any of those fish that I caught back in February. So anyway, I'm gonna put as much of that clip, or you've already seen as much of that clip as I will put on there. Cannot possibly hide the look on my face during all that. Appreciate the guy coming across to try to help. I have already forgotten his name. I'm so sorry. I hope he ends up in the comments here as a good witness saying he saw how big it was. Man, I had to wait out a little bit of a rainstorm. The storm was pulling up as I caught the fish. There was thunder in the background before, and had to wait out the rain. I went back to the truck, or back to my van, swapped out batteries because my other one died, and we'll go see if I can't hunt something else. I've been fishing the small worm for weeks now, getting a lot of bites and getting a lot of small fish. Came out here today. Now I changed color on that fish. I went from a June bug to a green pumpkin. This is a massive worm. This is a big bulky bait, and 12, 13, 14 inch fish will hit them sometimes, but not nearly as often as when you put it in front of a big fish. This is a big fish bait. Your little 6, 7, 8 inch fish that peck around on stuff usually will be scared of something like this. Wow, all I know is it's already been a productive day, and I still got another hour or so left to be out here on the water. Just saw a snake go by. I saw him, he was He ducked his head under about the time I saw him, but he can't hide. Anyway, I'm gonna set up. If this rain will stay gone, I'm gonna make some more casts. It's just about quit sprinkling now. It's the only reason I had some bags down over my cameras, and we'll see if we can't get another one. Hang out. You never know what you're gonna get around these parts. We got another one, boys. Oh man, another good fish. Oh, digging. Digging. Easy. Oh my goodness. Wow. Wow is all I can say. Get in here, big guy. Got him. It's turning out to be a pretty fun day, boys. Oh my God. There it is. Let me get a hold of him. Look at that. That's not as big as the first one. But that's every bit of a fine fish right there. Big baits, big fish. How about that? Alright, get her back. Away you go. Don't you splash me. Well guys, I have fished little baits, like I think I said it before, for weeks, catching little fish. So something's got to give. I've got to be around the fish. Yesterday, I didn't throw the big worm really that long, I don't think, long enough to get a good idea if they were hitting it or not. It's really hard to throw, to come off of a bait that you're getting bit on regularly, consistently, and go to something different. In this case, all I know is, wow, this has made all the difference in the world for this week, for sure. And you talk about fun and getting your string stretched. That's how to do it right there. Now, you guys watch me fairly regularly, and you see me spray. Hold on. You see me spray fish attractant every time. I'm not doing that to attract the fish. I'm doing that to get the smell from my hands off my bait. I don't believe there's a magic bait out there that brings fish to my bait. I think that's ridiculous. But I do think they can cover up our scent. That's why I do that. And I know I've spoke on it several times, but I still get asked that question. What is that you're spraying? And it's just spray fish attractant. Well, now that I've caught that fish, the rain is starting back up. So I'm gonna have to cover my cameras up again. I'm gonna leave this spot. I'm gonna work on down the bank, and hopefully this rain will quit in just a little bit, and we can get them uncovered and go again. If not, wow, it's already been a fun day, and I'll catch you guys on the other side. Hang around. Alright guys, just about to wind up today. I started out this video with a basic idea of fishing the big baits against the little baits to see which one was going to be more productive, which one got the bigger fish. And by the little baits, this is an 8-inch worm, which normally is a good sized worm, versus what I caught my big fish on today, which is a 12-inch worm, which is definitely a beast. I guess you could say summertime fishing, you definitely need to drag out the big worm. Everybody talks about throwing the big worm during summer, and it definitely has its place. I've got one more stop here I'm about to hit, and I am calling it a day. We've got another, I don't know if my camera's picking it up, there's another storm pulling in behind me here. I'm not sure if it's gonna come across or not, but I'd rather not be out here if it does. So I'm gonna get a couple more casts in out here. I'm gonna throw the little worm just to try to get another bite or two, and then I'm gonna pack it in and go to the house. If I get one, I'll show it to you on the end of this one. If not, thanks so much for tuning in. I've met out on the water this week. I've actually ran into 4 subscribers to the channel. That makes my day as much as any big fish that I can catch. You guys are great. You guys stay safe out on the water, and I will see you guys next week. Until then, have a good one. There he is, boys. Oh my God, we got another monster. We got another good one, boys. Easy, baby. Got her. Whoo! That's how you end the day. That's how you end the day. Right there. That's awesome. That is awesome. And with a boat, with a big old boat going by. Check it out, boys. Check it out. Last cast of the day. Never quit, never give up. Pay attention all the way in while you're casting. Last clip, I'm winding up. I'm going home on that note. You guys have a great day. That's about 4 pounds, maybe more. See you, girl.